Hi everybody, today I am working on a holly wreath. I made one last year and every time I looked at it before I tore it apart to use the frame for something else, I was like, I hate that wreath. You remember it? It was like blue, but one of the blues is kind of purple, so it looked weird. So I decided to make another one and I'm using a Dollar Tree square frame that I've covered in felt. I only covered it in felt already because I was waiting for my mom to call me and she was with my sister, so you know, the whole thing there. This is a 4.5 by 12-inch sheet of felt, piece of felt. It was cut from a 9 by 12, and all I did was glue it on, wrap the back around, and it's, you know, it looks kind of messy back here. I'm gonna go back and cut this in half and lay it in here. So you would need, this is 3 sheets, like 4 sheets of felt just for the frame, or you can wrap it in the tool, or you can just wrap it like this and not worry about the back, whatever you want to do. And I cut all my, let me move this over here. I cut all my leaves from my Cricut, which took forever. You definitely don't need a Cricut to do this. It does make things a tad bit easier, but also if you're not concerned about things being perfect, cut them by hand. Like, honestly, it took so long to cut all these felt leaves out. Especially because I was like, I can make this more complicated and double layer these. So I have a gray layer that's maybe 1/8 of an inch bigger all the way around. I'm gonna try to remember to put the project file in the description if you have Cricut access. Then I just went through and gave everything a little bit of glue. And some of these have a wire in the middle of them because I was originally going for something else, and then I was like, you know what? No. And y'all have to excuse this thing on my thumb. I ripped my cuticle off. So yeah, I just went through and cut a bunch of these and then glued a bunch of these together. And I think right now I have about 80 of them. I know. You're like, oh, okay. This is when people just like click out of the video completely, because this took a phenomenal, even with the Cricut, it took a phenomenal amount of time to cut. But you don't have to double layer them. You don't have to make them this big. If you could get more in a sheet, you know, whatever. So got some over there for extras, which I'm sure I'm gonna need. And how do we decide that this is the bottom, or this is the bottom? This is the, see, this part is longer, so you know, just make your leaves and they're everywhere. See, this one has a wire in it, so you can have a little bit of movement if I wanted it to. I was originally going to use a foam wreath, so I would be able to stick these in and have them kind of, you know, a little bit of movement. I gave up on that like halfway through and I was like, this is like twice as much work. So I have a bunch here. I don't know what my pattern is yet, so I don't know how they're going to work out, but let's get started. I think I'm going to start, I want to start at the corner. Let me start in the middle so I don't have to start in a corner. Wait, I already forgot which way we're doing these. Is this the base? What do you guys think? I mean, I know it won't make a difference because I'm eventually going to have to choose, but the long part looks like, let me just glue one down right now so I'll know. And I think I'm going to put one here and like one here, so they're kind of, right, and then okay, so these two are going to go on like this, and then we're going to line this part up I know terrible things happen every time I zoom in, but trust me. I'm gonna line this part up with here in the middle, all right? And I'm not gluing them like all the way down because I want these to be able to have a little bit of movement. And then this one will go just here enough to cover up that. And another one will go just here enough to cover up that. And then another one will go here. Right? Is that what we're at? Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why these won't turn the way they should. Am I just not giving them a chance to, or... Is this supposed to just lay over like this? I don't know. Okay, let's do this because I just don't know what I am doing wrong here. I think instead of trying to go with any kind of pattern, I am just gonna kind of get in there and do whatever I want. Maybe some go all the way in, maybe some stay out. Yes, I like this better already. Of course, I didn't get to the corner yet, so God only knows what's going to happen with that. So your middle ones kind of going middle, side, left, whatever. And then these on the outside always going inside or outside. That makes sense? No? I'll probably end up using much less this way too. I definitely think I'm going to need one right here, going directly in the middle, and then these will be angled. Alright, so I'm just going to glue these on and we are going to see where we end up. I think these have to like turn. It's a square frame. Why did I use a square frame? Why did I use a square frame? I used a square frame because I haven't used one yet and I bought like 10 of them and I was like, I need to use those for something. Don't know what, but... So how are you guys doing? Everybody's good, I hope. Oh, wow, we just got done with the whole hurricane to double hurricane, and then no hurricanes, and just a light sprinkle storms. I didn't watch the news or like look anything up to see what it did in Texas, because if there is one, like, I don't have like a lot of PTSD feelings about much, but that hurricanes, yeah. I'm just not well equipped to deal with that. I think this is just gonna have to like go on here and yep, I'm fine with that. So I hope anybody who was kind of there got out, anybody who, you know, anything, you know, whatever happened, I hope that everybody's okay. Because believe you me, starting over is a lot better than not being alive to start over. When I lost everything in Hurricane Katrina, I was at that point in my life, I was 23. At that point in my life where things were finally like, okay, well, you're not a kid anymore. You're also not really an adult yet. If you can vote and drink and smoke and all that stuff. And I felt like that just, like, ripped that away from me. This, like, momentum I had a business, I was at a really nice house, I had a good group of friends. You know, when you get to that point where you're like, all right, I've gotten rid of the friends from high school who I was friends with just because I was in high school, and you like weeded it down to those ones you know you're gonna have for the rest of your life. Well, I thought I was gonna have them for the rest of my life at least. Yeah, I was in not like, oh my god, I lost everything, and it was, you know, everything was going so great, because it's like I was still young, but it took me a long time to kind of come back from that. So if anybody is in the process of trying to do that after Laura, I don't even know that Marco did anything. He was just like, he came to the party, but he was like, you know, he didn't really show up on time, and he didn't bring an appetizer, so it was just like, what are you doing? Yeah. I used to have a nice life, y'all. Not that I don't have a nice life now. I mean, I have a roof over my head. My stomach is currently churning with disgusting Little Caesars pizza because I was too stressed to do anything else today besides go pick up a pizza. But yeah, I think about that a lot. Like, what would have happened if Katrina hadn't happened? I think if it hadn't happened, I would hopefully not be in that same house I was in, even though I liked it. I think that, 15 years later, I would hopefully have a storefront somewhere, like a brick and mortar, because I had a website before where I was selling jewelry. Maybe have a kid. Any of these have wires on them because the ones on the counter. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, Who knows? I mean, it's not really any point in wondering, is there? I know if I hadn't, if it hadn't happened, I would not have been trapped in Florida for 4 years. Which means I would not have sunken into the deepest depression I've ever been in my life. I would not have ended up hospitalized. Huh. Yeah, it was a bad, Florida was a bad time. All that time there, I went to the beach once and I was like, this is gross. And I didn't go to Disney World or anything. Not that I would have wanted to, but you know, you think if you're like living, I was in Clearwater, which is like an hour away from Orlando, so like, wouldn't you at some point have gone to Disney? Not me. But it would have been nice to go like at Christmas. And also, as bad as that was, I didn't have any anxiety back then. Like, I wasn't having panic attacks like I did and still do now. I don't want to be like I was having, because, you know, as soon as I say that, I'm gonna go get in bed later and have a complete meltdown over something. Oh, this is frustrating because now I know that I'm gonna need more of these damn leaves. So yeah, if you or anyone else, you know, family members, friends, whatever, were affected, I wish you guys the best. I hope, you know, everything becomes okay eventually. As it did for me. I mean, look at me now. Some of my videos get like 16 views in a day, so you know, I'm so discouraged. Like, would I like, I haven't figured it out yet. Like, I know people watch Wreath videos. I don't want to make anything but Wreath. Like, I don't want to just sit there and make Wreaths all day long. Like, first of all, it's expensive. Nobody buys them. Well, that's not true. I sold a Wreath this week. They're hard to store. So like every time I'm like, well, I'm gonna do something else, and you know, maybe somebody will like it, and then it goes over like a fart in church. And I say, okay, well, I just don't know what people want, and nobody comments to tell me what they want. So if you're watching this and you feel like commenting and telling me what you want, that would help. But even if it's only 16 views, I'm grateful for every one of them. Okay. Not what I was hoping for, especially because these look just kind of weird. I think it's because I don't know how to turn these corners that's bothering me. Put this one more this way, I think. I think maybe I would have to cut like one more sheet of leaves, maybe. It's raining? My mom was telling me, she's like, yeah, we're still getting some bad weather more. I was like, how is that possible? She's in Arkansas. How are we still getting rain from that? What do I know? You know what's funny about being down here is that we had a weatherman, Bob Breck, who retired 160 years ago. He is still the only person anybody trusts. He's not even on TV anymore. He runs a blog at Blogspot. And I tell you, if there are not more people watching his blog than they are watching the news. Because my mom said something, I was like, that's not what Bob said. And she's like, what did Bob say? And I was like, well, he said he wasn't even going to take down his, that's his like barometer for like how bad a storm is. He's like, I took down my hanging plants, but I'm not putting my regular plants in the shed. And I said, okay. So I took two lemon jade sedums I have hanging up outside my laundry room, and I put them on the ground. And I was like, all right, I'm done. I turned the air off to film this, and it is getting a little sticky under these lights. And I think, all right, so I need a couple more leaves, more than, well, maybe not more than this. I don't know. Either way, I'm going to leave this here. What's wrong with this one? I'm gonna leave this here and pop up some pictures of it once it's done, so you guys can see, because it is hot and it is late. I mean, it's gotta be like 3 in the morning, right? Oh no, it's 7:36. Basically 3 in the morning. I slept 8 hours last night, you guys. I don't know what happened. I woke up and it was like 7 o'clock and I was like, oh my god, why did I sleep so late? And I started doing math and I was like, oh my, did I sleep for 7 hours or 8 hours? Or yeah, I wasn't asleep at like 11 and I woke up at 7? What? Okay, so I'm gonna finish this all the way around and then I'll go outside when it's not dark and it's not raining and get some pictures. And yeah, I think definitely I wish I would have put wires and everything, just to give it a little bit of, well, I guess what it's in, I can still kind of, the ones that do have wires, I can find them. And just give it a little bit of movement. Yeah, I like that. All right. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.